Shinigami Shinigami to bring you another One Piece chapter review. And this is the one everybody's been waiting for. We finally get a bunch more info on, well, obviously I'm just going to cut to the chase, Rock's D Xebec. And more on Loki's backstory, of course. Now, it has to be tragic. Otherwise, you know, why else would we care about someone as vile as Loki, right? But the biggest thing to take away from this is the curse that was placed on Elbaph was never real. Now, obviously, we'll get more into it as the chapter goes on, and I'll read it. But just the key things to take note of. One, Harold's involvement in trying to create diplomacy with the other nations. And then the second thing, Loki's curse was never actually a real curse. It was something that the mom basically made a bunch of people believe was even a thing, which is unfortunate. Now, this, oh, you know what? Let me get right here. Yep. All right. So we got here chapter 1154 titled I Can't Even Die. And again, it's already a sad fucking thing that's going there, but alright, so we go with the ongoing, very long cover story of, Jesus Christ, we're already at 38 on this one. Obviously, I know some other cover stories have been long too, but this one feels like it's really dragging it out. It's got to lead to something, you know, hopefully Yamato maybe, or, you know, venturing off into the seas with her own retainers, I don't know. But, you know, here we got here, Only Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 38, at the grave of a hero born in the West Blue and brought up in Ringo. Now, at first I was going to say, isn't it, not Enma. What was the other one? Whatever. Yeah, Ryuma's sword, right? But I don't remember at this point, and it's been too long. I don't really... Whatever. We keep it moving, right? Continuing on, 63 years ago, Lord Jarl, the oldest man in the present day, lost his partner. So obviously, this is Elbaph's past, and we see here, Cascade Beard Jarl was struck down dead by the hands of a certain young girl. And here we actually get a little bit of that flashback what we had seen back then, which hopefully we get a little bit more added to this in the anime. Her name was Charlotte Linlin, a mere human, yet she left a large part of a giant village in ruins. She would later go on to become an emperor, earning the epithet Big Mom. And obviously, yes, she is fucking huge. That cannot be understated. As we move on here, alright, we'll scroll down a little more. The same year, Elbaph faced a string of tragedies. It was calamity after calamity. Sudden fires, windstorms, and bitter cold waves devastated the crops. The abnormal weather also brought fishing to a halt. This once magnificent land had fallen into famine. And as we see here, this dumb bitch over here talking shit. And again, the order really made it to make you hate this chick quick. Now, do you see? This is all that child's doing. This land was cursed because you all failed to kill it immediately. No, surely it's just a coincidence. And as, you know, she's fucking losing her shit, she hears some crashing. It's baby Loki. Ah, he's staring at me. Prince Loki. Take it away. Don't ever let that monster near me again. And it's kind of sad, you know, you just got baby Loki there, you know, crying. Obviously, his baby dude is wah. You know, I'm sure it just wants his mother. But this lady is fucking insane. Prince Loki, you have to keep away from your mother's room. Gouge out those monstrous eyes. If left unchecked, his curse will grow till it brings about this nation's collapse. And again, just making shit up. You don't even know that. You're just evil. Wah, I'm hungry. Sorry, sweetie. That was the last bit of bread we had. You're going grieving? You're going grieving? We could easily steal what we need from the humans. Ain't that how it's always been in Elbaph's history? Don't be ridiculous. A senseless raid on them would only bring shame to Elbaph. That's the law of the land now. Oh. There we go. Continuing on. Those bastards from the Hunter's village are attacking. What are they? It seems they've hit other villages too. Quick, arm yourselves. Don't let them loot the village. Internal giant struggles weren't unheard of. But, you know, during desperate times, but this incident only resulted in making the period more severe and bloody. The country was engulfed in chaos and misery. Heard a rumor about that princeling born in the castle. He's cursed. And the bitterness festered as spirits broke. Hey, wait! You just got Hiriden over here just like, what's going on? Hey, Hiriden, your brother doomed this country with his curse. Huh? As his older brother, you'll take responsibility as sacrifice. And he's just like, what? The mom ain't taking that. What are you talking about? Don't you know my son's a cutie? Who's gonna be the world's longest living man? Can it, Ida? You're nothing but an outsider who seduced Harold. Go to hell. I love this country. And obviously she's almost getting choked out. Don't you lay a finger on my mom. And then we just see a fist coming through and wham! King Harold came back. I'm gonna flatten you. King Harold. As we keep going. Daddy. King Harold. Ooh. Brothers, you must not fight amongst each other. The king. Word reached me about Loki's birth and the recent famine. I was building a rapport with various nations when the news came out. When the news came, our allies acted without hesitation. They loaded tons of food and supplies to be shipped here. Humans may be small in stature, but not will. Our allied nations came together to ensure that we got enough to truly fill and satiate our giant bellies. Obviously that's really good and all. We will graciously accept their aid. Harold, how are we supposed to dock on this island? Dig in and fill. Sorry, keep going with that one. Yeah, it's as big as you expect. Dig in and fill your hearts and gratitude, or hearts with gratitude. Jesus Christ, I can't read. Granted, I don't know. Hold on, I should probably show you what I'm looking at. This. But no, this would be better. Look. Jesus Christ, she's over there losing it. And there you go. If these good folks ever in a pinch, it'll be our job to return the favor with all our might. Remember, this tiny world is ours to share. And here she is. Her name's Estrid. Queen Estrid continued to publicly declare that the plagues suffered by Elbaph were brought on by the accursed prince, right up until the eve of Harold's return. She denounced her son with bitter hatred until her final anguished breath. Hold up. Alright, now we continue. And here we see Loki and Harold together finally. Hey, that rhymed. Naturally, the people believed her passing was part of the curse, unfortunately. Loki, my son. He was born with a condition that affects his eyes. Well, he could see, but I understand. What a pity. He can't even smile for me. I guess it makes sense. He did just lose his mother. At only a few months old, Loki had given up on love. You sure have a lot of scrapes. No, those are... And then they just kind of cut him off. Harold's diplomacy soon started to bear fruit, and Elbaph's winter finally came to a close. Branch Route 1. That's right, it'll help build village trade and communication. Continuing on from there. Restoring the fractured nation and venturing across the seas continued to be prioritized, while other things became an afterthought. And you just have this one guy kind of telling you, Loki, freak. Estrid's older brother was appointed as Loki's personal steward, which at this point I wonder, does he actually understand speech at this point, or no, is he still, as a baby or toddler even? Continuing on, this is the realm of the dead, isn't it dangerous here? The coastline keeps the area separated so the beasts won't come near. What else did he say? Oh yeah. Finch, don't you have training with Elbow from the West Village? Should head back. This is Eden's Tavern, you hear? Fishermen, castaways, even pirates. I'm ready for any and all customers. You're so cute when you're worried. And obviously she's just being a good mother, which... not many of those in the One Piece world. Or, I mean, if they do, they die. It's just unfortunate. 56 years ago, Jarul's house. I know it's Jarul, whatever. Jorul. You were at the scene of the reverie incident, Harold? Yeah, my friend was one of the invited kings. He smuggled me in as one of his guards. I couldn't ask the question I wanted to without blowing my cover. If that murder hadn't happened, I might have been exposed. If you were caught, all of this would have been the least of your worries. Haven't you heard of the tale of the Galley Rob Warhammer Company? They're the troop. I'm gonna say, I don't know, troop. A giant shipwright that armed themselves with warhammers, right? I thought they were a myth. No, they existed. They really did travel far and wide, sending letters back to Elbaph. I received the final letter myself. It said they'd all been captured. Can you believe it? Over 100 warriors were taken prisoner, including ancient giants. You think the world government was responsible? There is no doubt that they once faced the great enemy. However, they sank deep into the ocean at a certain point in history. To be blunt, they're probably the deeper reason why your ideals haven't worked out, and it has nothing to do with you. Lingering animosity, huh? These are just rumors, but I also heard a story about a frozen army of giants somewhere. It seems our people are regarded as enemies of the larger world. Prince Loki, I know you cursed and killed my little sister, Prince Loki. Which that one has a heart, so I'm just like, huh? We'll figure that out in a little bit. Now this one I might have to zoom in a little bit because I can't see shit. There we go. Now let me see what kind of garbage we'll be serving up today. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I can read this shit. Wah. Or just wah. The horse of fortune died. The steward's boy. Boldy? You know what? I'm gonna zoom in one more time. Oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, the steward's body was in the realm of the dead. 48 years before present day, the village drew closer closer in terms of trade and identity, and the nation stood together. My dream is to join hands with many other countries around the planet, for the giant race to be welcomed all over this grand world. King Harold's so cool. He's changed so much. He's gonna be a king who will go down in history. Well, you look thrilled, Herodin. Is it 'cause your illegitimate Prince Loki is the true heir, right? You're just an illegitimate throwaway. And then here you got Loki coming through. Beat them all up, guys. This is Elbaph, world's strongest country. We don't need weaklings here. Loki, driven by scorn, unleashed chaos into Elbaph, which, unfortunate for them. He laughed at the feeble as they ran. Hey, Loki. Dad went through hell to rebuild. Let's lower it. There you go. Dad went through hell to rebuild this village. Huh? You think you can get to call my father Dad? I don't get why everyone respects him. He's dumb for trying to play nice with those human insects. That's crap. We should all try and see from each other's perspectives. Don't get cocky just because you're bigger. Being cocky is my right. I'm the prince. Ah! Don't you dare talk back to me, runt. And you see how fucking bad it is. Herodin, stay back, Gerd. He'll think you're his friend. Loki will hit you next. We are his friend, dummy. And even Goldberg gets fucking smacked. Herodin, are you okay, Herodin? He needs first aid. And then you just kind of see Loki there, and I think that got to him, because just shortly after this we see what happens to Loki. You're so pathetic, I could puke, Herodin. You're just a group of weaklings huddling together. It's because of your mom's filthy blood. Young master, that's going too far. He's still the son of the king. He's also a Don't call him a prince. Loki spread pain, obviously smacking the shit out of everybody else, and destruction. But nothing he did filled the hole in his own heart. Saddened by all this, he just fucking dived from the middle realm all the way to the realm of the dead. We see there that he's just fucking taking a dive. I can't even die. And surprisingly, we see some familiar faces and another man pop up in the scene. As we see here, what's the deal with this island? Oh shit, I just realized that dude fucking flicked something and broke the mountain. Hold up. Zoom and enhance. There you go. Look right there, top right. It's right here. What's the deal with this island? Where's the welcome committee? And you see the fucking bear and wolf just kind of like, I think they're trying to fight, or at least they're just roaring. Oh, whoa, we've even found one. Look, it's a giant whelp. This is definitely Elbaph. Yeah, this brat got one hell of a devil face. I know he's a giant, but isn't he a bit too big? Hey, kid, why are you crying? And, you still see Whitebeard still showing a lot of compassion towards kids, and just, yeah, he's not like the others. Harold spotted this particular man 8 years ago during the reverie. All right, kid, you better say yes to both these questions. I ain't the type that takes no for an answer. He single-handedly killed a Navy HQ admiral and vanished without a trace. This feat earned him a massive bounty and the government's ire. First off, this is Elbaph, land of the giants, yeah? Second, we'll find Harold here, yeah? And that's gonna be it for this one. But just before we leave, Rox D Xebec, future captain of the Rox Pirates, father of Emperor Blackbeard. Ooh! Again, that's all I'm going to go over on that part before we switch over here. Boom. But, yeah, this has been an interesting chapter, to say the least. Obviously, you feel more for Loki. He really only has this type of feelings because of his shit of a bitch like mother. Yeah, if Estrid never said those things, if she never reacted the way she did, Loki would be a much nicer and happier kid. Doesn't help that early on, even Hiriden wasn't really accepting of him, but more so because I guess he felt betrayed. And also the fact that they see his mother as filth and an outsider, even though she's also a giant, And as she put it before, the giants before were known for being savages and, just horrible. It gave a bad rap for all the other giants that existed out in the world that weren't violent maniacs, right? And now that they're trying to build better rapport, all that's gone on. Harold is very busy trying to create diplomacy with multiple nations. That's why he even got help with the famine they were going through. But something happened at this particular reverie, which I hope we get some kind of glimpse of. Obviously, they did state what did happen. Rox D Xebec rolled up, killed a Navy HQ admiral, fucking dipped, and obviously earned a super high bounty. But what was Harold going to ask, right? Was he going to ask to join the world government? What was this deal, right? And secondly, the other thing that is huge about this whole ordeal is that, thinking about it as it is now, what reason does Rox D Xebec have with Harold? Does he want to kill him? Is he the main culprit that we have here? Does he have some kind of tie to Emu we're not aware of? Because it is very odd, right? And I know a lot of people had been speculating before and trying to make some connections here. Because it's just like, okay, why does Blackbeard want to be a king and have a kingdom within the world government? Was this some kind of bigger plan that would have played out with Rox at all? Odd to say the least, right? Is Blackbeard carrying his father's legacy to a T? Or is he kind of twisting it a little bit his own fashion? Don't know yet. We still need more information on that. But facts are, this guy, Rox D Xebec, ends up getting very much admired by Loki. And Loki, thinking that, humans are weak and all this other shit, he's going to come up against this guy. He's going to be like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Because the fact that Loki obviously can beat the shit out of almost every other giant and stuff, because he towers over these guys. Yeah, it definitely shows his natural strength, obviously with the ancient giant blood. But the second thing that is very important about this whole ordeal too is that it creates a cascading effect, right? Once this reverie happened, King Harold almost getting caught, maybe that was the whole reason, the Holy Knights had even eyes on Harold at all. Because again, they mentioned that Harold messed up their plans. They have an abyss sigil in the castle for some fucking reason, and were able to get there without any fucking effort. And it wasn't how it was back on Egghead, where Saturn had to actually physically go there, draw the pentagram bullshit, and then boom, there we go. No, this one already existed, right? It didn't disappear. The other ones disappeared after they got teleported, but this one stayed in the castle for whatever fucking reason. That leading into, obviously, I guarantee probably next chapter we're going to get some more events that took place closer to, you know, what we see today. Shanks obviously did beat the shit out of, you know, Loki as well. Obviously, we don't know if it was Shanks solely himself or if it was Shanks and Scopper Gaban. Obviously, Rox is going to be leaving soon because he's going to go look for King Harold. I don't know, man. I'm trying to piece this together myself too because it's a bit odd. You have so many interconnecting little stories that are going to be hitting their peak soon and have a reason to get connected. It's just we don't have all the numbers for the equation yet, right? We're still sitting here like, all right, we got another big fucking reveal in Rox D Xebec. Good. Obviously, if you check out the picture again as well, it definitely looks like, is he also related to Buggy? Because one of the biggest questions that people have been having, I know this kind of seems out of nowhere, but Buggy's nose, that red nose is actually his nose. It's not some fucking rubber little toy thing that he could take off or what. No, that's his fucking nose. And we've never seen anybody else around in the One Piece world that has that same fucking nose, right? So is he a different race? Is that just a mutation? Was that because of his devil fruit? Well, no, clearly not, because, you know, when they were younger, he still had that fucking nose and ate the, was it the slice fruit? Whatever it was, the one that makes him, you know, separate himself. So no, it's not that, but I have to imagine that this next chapter, we probably got like another 2 chapters of this backstory. One covering whatever happened in the castle at is it Pangea Castle? No, that's probably the wrong one. Quest Castle, my bad. We're gonna get what happens with, you know, Harold turning and Loki arriving and stuff like that, because after this scene where, you know, he gets denied to being able to join Rox's crew, obviously he's gonna do other shit to try and build his strength up and all that. And seeing his father turn basically on his people, maybe he'll have a little bit of like, oh hell yeah, he's actually doing what I wanted him to do, and then kind of have a realization like, oh wait, he's also coming after me, fuck, I gotta do something, right? Like, and obviously the only other person that was there was Ja Rule, and he's got a fucking sword embedded in his head, which definitely looks like King Harold's sword. Did this cause him to have some kind of dementia, amnesia, something like that, right? Like, we're clearly going to get the answers to this shortly, so there's no real reason to speculate too heavy on what's going to happen. The only thing that I would say to speculate on, what was Rox trying to do, right? If we go purely going off of what Blackbeard has said and what his goal is, you know, to rule the world, destroy it, all that other shit, is that exactly what Xebec was doing as well? Or was it something more nefarious, right? Did he know about Emu? Or did he not, right? Did he know about Joy Boy and Nika? You know, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here and seeing what sticks. But I am happy we're finally getting the reveal of Xebec, and also just Loki's story in general, because as the longer it goes on, he becomes more and more sympathetic. He was dealt some shitty fucking hands, and the fact that his own mother couldn't even stand to look at him, and then you have the contrast of Hirodin and his mother Ida that is so loving, so accepting of even Loki, right? Even she calls Loki a little cutie, but not Hirodin, right? Because he's been fucking ridiculed his entire life because he's not a full breed giant from Elbaph. No, he's half from, was it South Blue? I believe so. And then obviously King Harold being a ancient giant descendant. It's just how it turns out, right? What are we sitting at? Oh shit, we're already sitting at 26 minutes. Man, I didn't think I was gonna go this long, but also could barely fucking see. I'm gonna speed this up, don't worry. You're gonna see this and you'll be like, god damn, this guy talks fast. It all works out. In the end. But for now, Shinigami signing out. Have a good night, good evening, and good morning, and I will see you in another one. Bye bye.